Welcome to Popcorn Buckets, everyone. The movie review podcast when you don't have any good podcasts to listen to.
Is that how you're gonna? Is that how we're gonna start up with popcorn buckets? Like, if you don't have anybody else to listen to, you can listen
Listen,
to
I
us.
thought I was on a Star Wars um, phone call for a minute there because I mean you're dressed up with Darth Sidious, or should I say Darth Chinius, with them chins.
Now you know I'm gonna have to clip that and post it somewhere on YouTube Shorts. Now that's too
I
golden.
keep trying to get you to do clips, but
I know.
you
I've been.
refuse to. But
Uh,
there are some quotable moments that you could definitely do for like TikTok sounds that could take off. But no, what do I know? I just have a degree in ecology, and you're the sports management major.
oh man, Dark Chinius. Now I'm gonna go write that in my. Now I'm going to go write that in my journal.
Okay, you go mute it while you do it.
Oh man! But as always, everybody, welcome to Popcorn Buckets. As always, it's me, Devin of More Sports, and the local comedian Devin More Comedy. And Kyle, what kind of?
I'm just here.
That's all you do? You don't do
Yeah.
anything special?
Well, currently I have a cat stuck in a cabinet.
You want to tell people about that?
I mean, I can if you want. So we got cat at our apartment, and it was fine. The first day she was here, it was fine. I cuddled with her. We bonded. No issues. We wake up for work the next day. The cat's gone. We spent the entire time before work looking for this cat. We were exhausting all um, reasonable explanations. Hannah comes home at about 8 o'clock. She goes, "What if she's here?" And then we look underneath the cabinet, and there's a hole this big. Okay.
It's that big?
Yeah, it's like this big. It's at an angle so where she can go up and over, but can't get back out. I'm about ready to call this cat Houdini, except for she can't escape the hole. Um, I go. We've been trying to get her out since we found her. Um, she's been in there for 2 days.
It's been
Um,
2 days. Oh, this was last night.
we found her last night. It's been
Oh,
2 days that she's been in the hole. Then I went to we put in a maintenance request, and I stopped by that main office this morning at our apartment complex, and they're like, "Yeah, we've canceled it," and I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "What? Why did y'all cancel it?" And they're like, "Oh, we'll get it out ourselves. Maintenance is too busy." And so they're here. They're like, "Oh, we can just pull her out," and she just starts yanking on the cat's arms, and I'm like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then they get a good look at the cat, and they're like, "Oh, it's not a kitten." And I'm like, "No, it's a year old. The cat's a year old, and it's clearly not a kitten." And they're like, "It's too big to fit through the hole," and I'm like, "I know. We're here now, though. So what are we gonna do?" And they're like, "You're gonna have to call uh, the fire department and get them to cut the cat out, and you're gonna have to pay for damages." And I was like, was kind of hoping that maintenance would do it so we wouldn't get charged for damages if it was in house, but I guess not. And so they called the fire department. Fire department then referred them to animal control. Animal control then referred them to their maintenance crew. So we're back at square one. That or an animal removal thing. Well, they're like, well, we're gonna go see if the maintenance has got a saw. Um, and so they leave and they come back and they're like, okay, you're gonna have to pay for damages, but the fire department is going to come by about 5:30. It is currently 4:34 as we record this, Devin. And so I'm just sitting here waiting for the fire department, hoping my cat's okay, because it's been stuck in a hole for 2 days.
Speaking about stuff that got stuck in a hole, what did we review today?
I don't like that transition.
You don't like that transition?
No. We're watching Alien 1979.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not realize how old Aliens, like the Alien franchise, was. I was like, sweet baby Jesus, it's older than I thought.
Mm-hmm. So we start off. Devin, could you recap the movie?
Yeah, so the movie Alien, not Aliens, Devin, you dummy, because half the time I was like, oh yeah, it's Aliens. Aliens, first one.
Aliens is the second one.
Hey, balloons!
I forgot that did that. I was like, oh, okay. It's been a weird week. Might as well.
We're watching a series on killer aliens. Balloon. This is some BS.
Oh, it's not gonna work.
This is some BS. Where's my balloons?
Hold on a second. Fun fact: there's not one for the middle finger. I've tried.
You tried?
I got bored.
I mean, it's not as bad as when we interviewed Chris Woodsworth on the Random Hour podcast, where he's just like, "Oh, hey, look, balloons! Hold up."
This one?
I think he did. He did the heart.
No, this like.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we go. He did fireworks too. I don't remember how he did fireworks. I gotta go back.
Like a rock and roll sign, or I don't know.
I don't know neither. Go watch that interview and watch us play with Snapchat. Skype filters with Chris Woodsworth over on the Random Hour, available on Amazon, iHeartRadio.
You want to talk about Snapchat?
I didn't use my Snapchat.
You let our streak die. In actuality, it was Devin.
Dude,
he just let our streaks die and then blames me. And then he's like, "You don't even have a streak with me. You're not friends with me." And I'm like, "You're the reason we don't have a streak."
Dude, everybody.
I put in the effort, but no, sending one picture was too much for Devin.
Dude, everybody's pissed at me. I killed all my street snacks because I haven't been on Snapchat in like weeks. And everybody's like,
"You let always." Here's my issue. I don't have a problem with you letting our streak die. It happens. My problem is you always end up blaming me for.
No, this time I told people, I said it's my fault. I said I'm just not being on Snapchat.
Finally, some fucking character growth.
Yeah, this is the one episode I show character growth.
And then it's all downhill from there.
Time to start my character development arc.
Speaking of futuristic and alien stuff, I've been watching Futurama.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
I'm not. Wait, what season's out right now? Is it 12 or 11? No, or is it 14?
Whatever the two new ones are, I'm caught up.
Okay.
The Hulu or the Hulu ones.
Okay, we watched the first Hulu one, which kind of gives me Alien vibes. Speaking of which, so good transition, Kyle. Ha ha.
No. I do want to talk about Futurama for a minute because I hate it. I hate the two new seasons.
Do you? I've watched the first Hulu season.
Like cookie cutter, Ned Flanders. Ned Flandersation is kind of what happened, where it's just like, yeah, Fry's the stereotypical dumb character, and then, oh, there are a couple, but not for this episode because we need a plot. And I'm like, no. Like, all that character growth just went down the hill and it's just like stagnant. And I'm like, I'm kind of glad they're exploring like Kip and Amy's kids, but still,
Bro, that was
like all the character growth with Fry, Leela, and I think Bender kind of all went back downhill, where they're just like cookie cutter. Trump wasn't a fan of.
I agree with you. Now that you mention it, I did like the Kip thing, the Kip and Amy thing, because like they revisit that really, really old storyline. What was that, like season 5, maybe season 4?
I don't remember, but I do know that I have enjoyed the idea of the stories where they're like, "Oh, let's explore NFTs. Oh, let's explore getting canceled." And I thought those were like interesting uh, ideas. I do like that, but I don't like how some of the characters are being written because Fry is so stereotypical dumb that it's kind of just yeah. Layla's I don't know if she's better or worse. It wasn't like in the old seasons where she was like, "I'm an all strong, independent lady," which I kind of enjoyed the change from it. It shows some character growth, but a lot of their relationship stuff is just stagnant. Where it's like we need them, we need Leela to like somebody else for the plot of this episode, and then that's
You
it.
talking about the episode?
There's at least 2 episodes with it in the new
I
season.
rem- I remember that, and I got so upset. I
And
think
I
I tried
was
to
like,
call you.
yeah, it was just annoying, and I was like, this kind of wish it didn't
Well,
get rebooted.
that kind of remember, if I remember correctly, they remember being married and being, doing
They
that
do.
whole thing.
Oh no, they do, and then
Wait, are they
but
legally married?
I don't know, but this is a show that I really enjoyed. I watched the entire thing, as you unfortunately know, and you were like, "Yeah, yeah, buddy, I know, I've seen it before." But you're gonna watch it again with me? No. Yeah,
Dude,
but
Megan, as of right now, this recording, me and Megan have not finished MASH yet, but now we're on Roseanne. She's like, let's watch Roseanne.
yeah,
And you know who's on Roseanne that I never noticed before?
oh,
George Clooney.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Roseanne's one of those shows. It's like Frasier, where I'm like, I need to get around to watching that. But Always Sunny in Philadelphia is one show that I keep trying to get into. But because the characters seem so like driven without empathy to me that it's just really hard for me to get into it. I
Really, I
am
see her.
watching, I am watching Fire Force, and Hannah and I are watching Solar Opposites. We're on the latest season together.
Okay.
And then I'm watching Bob's Burgers. And then I'm thinking about restarting Attack on Titan.
Dude, I'm on season 2 Attack on Titan. I keep looking at it. I'm on episode 7. I'm like, I'll get around to it because it's finally over and it's finally all dubbed. And I was like, I can just power through it.
That was on your Hulu, and then I lost access to your Hulu before it wrapped up. It was halfway done with that season, and then they were waiting to put the rest of the episodes on it, and I was like, dang, I've got to hold off. And then I lost access to your Hulu, and now I'm like, do I actually remember where I left off? Probably not. Let's restart the season. I was thinking, do I remember it that well? Might as well restart it. I've already watched season 1 3 times, so I could probably power through season 1 pretty easy.
Nice. But speaking of the plot of the hand, Alien is a 1979 series. It gave me very futuristic vibes. It was basically about a group of, would you call them scouts? I don't know what you call them, like a tow truck service, maybe? I was thinking
They're,
more tow truck.
I don't think they're a tow truck service. They were a space crew, and they were I forget what their primary mission was, but they weren't told the complete mission, and
Mm,
they were supposed to deliver this alien, but because it's so good at evolving and stuff, starts picking off the crew in like a pretty cool sci-fi way. Um, he was okay.
It was, and I could see why it's a cult classic because it was very dull, but it had some pretty cool concepts. And that fact that it was from '79, I was like, one, Sigourney Weaver is like bad to the bone. Two, it was pretty like the undertones were pretty cool. It had great music. You know, when the alien was cornering in on him, you know, you could just feel it. It's right behind you. It had me spooked a little time. I was like, ooh, I don't
Yeah.
know what to do. And I'm sitting
Now,
there.
you talked about cinema and cult classic. I think possibly the best scene in the movie was the chest burster scene, which like
Yeah.
redefined a lot of cinema, had a lot of practical effects and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. Um, that is probably my favorite part of the movie. The chest
Mm,
burster scene. I do not think this movie is my favorite in this franchise.
correct. I agree. I feel like in my opinion, two is way better. I'm in the middle of watching three right now as we speak. I started three. Don't get me started on three. When we get to three, I already have my opinions on three, the little bit that I've watched. And when we get to three, I'm ready.
Let me go to my notes for 3.
Okay.
Um, yeah, you know, I was a pretty good fan of 3. I would say by what I rated it.
Uh, I'm right now three's. Like I said, I'm a quarter way through it. I'm at that one scary scene in three with the dog, and I'm sitting there with the dogs when I got to it, and I was like, I got to turn it off. I'm scared. I'm
I
scared.
covered her ass.
And I know. I'm sitting there with Jack right now. Be like, Jack, cover your eyes. Lily, don't look up. Dad, what are we looking at? Lily, come here. I had to change the channel. I was like, ooh. But dude,
I
yeah,
say
for
this
real.
I got my kitchen cabinets.
Your cat's in your kitchen. That's how scared your cat got. You were probably watching Alien 3 and it was like, nope.
No, we got it Tuesday. Uh, I bonded with it Wednesday. Sounds like Solomon Grundy. Uh, we woke up for work. I was the first one up, and I was like, "Where's the cat?" And I was like, "Oh, she's over." Where's the cat? We start looking around. We couldn't find her anywhere, and I was like, we're both thinking to ourselves, "Oh my gosh, our cat is dead." Because when I was a kid, my first dog that I got was a puppy, and it died in a week because it had parvo and they didn't tell us.
Oof.
And so I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my gosh, I've never had a dog from the pound that, or an animal from the pound that didn't really, that I picked out, stay alive. All the animals I've ever had were strays, or they picked us out. What if this cat's dead?" And start going through all those emotions, and I'm like, I can't tell Hannah that I'm worried that this cat's dead. And we're fighting because we don't know what's wrong with the cat, and we don't know where the cat is. And we're trying to do all this detective work to find out, oh, what's in the cabinet. And it doesn't help the cat's nonverbal and
Oh,
makes
doesn't
bursts.
mean
It
it
can't
makes
meow. It makes chirping noises.
next time it chirps, you're gonna have to send me videos.
I don't know what to tell you, man. It's been a weird week.
You ain't lying. But yeah, no. I agree with you. One thing the chess scene is a cult classic. It's very practical. But here's my question. So remember when they were cutting the because obviously they got the distress signal and they went on that ship and they got the alien off the ship. My question is, their blood's acid, right? Or maybe it's an acid material, whatever, right? And when they were covering it up, the acid fell through the floor. I want to know if it went all the way through to outer space, or did it just eat through that first layer of floor?
It would depend.
Oh yeah.
It would depend on the acidity of the acid. There are some materials that it probably would not eat through.
Mm.
I'm assuming. I've always assumed when I watched Alien, because I had the DVD collection, and I was like, let's watch this all. And we watched the first one, and we're like falling off of it, but need to. And then I watched the rest by myself because we had to take a break after my least favorite scene in the movie, which was towards the end. Um, but I always assume that when the acid falls through, that there's a layer of the ship that is retardant and keeps the thing from like heating up on the inside and stops it from like burning up when it enters like an atmosphere or something. Not to mention the radiation shielding of the material of the ship. I assume that when it gets to that layer, it could be a situation where the polymers in the metal are weak on one side, but I'm assuming it's strong on both sides, which is why it gets to a certain point and the liquid just sits there. Either that or it gets to the point where the more stuff that it corrodes, it changes the um, fluid of the blood that cause it to become less corrosive with the more minerals and stuff that it consumes. Um, kind of like when you're making like slime as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Are you falling asleep as I'm doing science?
No, Jack's trying to be up in my business, and I'm trying to get him off my business, and he's like wants his
You
belly
look
rubbed.
so disinterested.
Ah,
But no, I
Jack's
assume
trying
it's like
to.
okay. I assume it's like one of those things with slime where when you add more material to the slime, it starts changing the texture of the slime. So the acids meet the bases and it becomes less acidic the more stuff it absorbs, depending on what it absorbs or it eats through.
Okay, that's see. I just always thought that. And that's what I was. I feel like I know you said that before, but I'm like, dude, I just have so many questions. Although what's scary? I was watching, bro. So I'm not gonna lie to you. The day I watched this movie, we were doing a state test, and
Hmm.
they're like, Coach, they said, Coach, you just go outside the art room, and if she needs something, um, you just go get stuff for her. I said, okay. I said, well, as I'm sitting outside in the bare open field, because our art room is literally so like the school's here,
Hmm.
and the art room is way over there. There's a little pathway, so I'm just sitting outside, calling comedy clubs and things like that, trying to. And I was like, well, might as well watch Alien while I'm here because it's going to be a while. Dude, when I saw that thing jump on their faces, dude, I got so scared because, yeah, I'm like out in the open. I'm like, bro, I'm out in the middle of this freaking hallway.
I
Like,
mean, you
it's,
could at least bought him dinner first.
oh, yeah, you ain't lying. Can you at least buy the man dinner first? Over there, just sucking face, man. Just like to
I
suck
know.
face.
It's icky.
Very icky. We don't approve.
Yeah. It's almost as bad as premarital hand holding.
Ooh, Kai, have you been premarital hand holding?
I've been premarital watching a cat climb into a cabinet. I
That's
cannot
a good.
put into words how stressed I've been this week because I thought, oh my gosh, the cat crawled somewhere and is probably dead.
Oh my god. Well, I'm glad it's not dead, but Lord, I'm sorry. Oh, but you know what really pissed me off about this movie was the fact that the science guy tricked all the crew members and Mother, the little supercomputer, were both in on it. That pissed me off. I said, dude, you literally sent these guys to their death.
I didn't think it was a bad plot twist because of capitalism. I assumed that in regards to it, I could definitely see and be like, well, yeah, you guys were expendable, but we couldn't legally say that. So if you die, you die. I
I
mean,
agree.
I thought that made sense. I thought it was a good plot twist. Um, you know what scene I didn't like?
Which scene?
The underwear scene. I thought it was needless fan service. I don't know if that was the style in the 70s, but it did not look like her underwear fit her at all. And I'm like, that just seems uncomfortable. Has she been running around the ship in underwear that's too small for her? That's awful.
Fan service. Sigourney Weaver.
And I would be there'll be a link in the description for from Indeed for a new co-host.
Oh,
Preferably anybody that's not a pervert.
come on, Sigourney Weaver in her prime.
No,
But no, it was stupid. It was stupid because they're all sitting there changing, and I'm like, oh, character development, get to know these characters, and all of a sudden you just see booty,
and
I'm like, okay.
she just escaped dying, and she's just gripping now. I feel like that's the last thing I want to do after escaping an alien. Oh, let me strip down in this escape pod. Uh-oh, there's an alien. Gotta conveniently put on this spacesuit real stealthily, or I will die.
Dude, you ain't lying. That was a good scene too. I'm just like,
Okay,
dude.
that was a great scene. If you watch the guy who's playing the alien, it is so creepy, and I'm like, get this man an Oscar, or at least a little bendy straw so he can drink something, because he's probably hot in that suit.
Dude, you ain't lying. It was so good, and I've heard after Alien Resurrection, the newer ones are getting praised. In fact, as we're recording this, so what's it called? Not Covenant. Starts with a P. It stars Daily Ridley. It's her new movie. It's a prequel to timeline wise. It's a prequel to the first Alien movie.
Keep your too small panties on. I'm looking it up. You said P?
This Google new Alien movie. It's coming out this November.
Okay.
What pops up? I'm drawing a blank.
Says you're a little bitch.
It doesn't say. You Googled.
No, I'm still typing. I'm sorry.
I can't. This is bothering me because Covenant's a prequel to something else. Because in the main timeline, we're in 1, 2, and 3. And then, fun fact: Alien vs.
Alien Romulus.
Romulus. Okay, thank you. Sorry, I was way off. Romulus. Yeah, from what I.
Covenant's the new one, but I guess I'm wrong.
Oh.
Yeah. Did Covenant come out?
2017.
Yeah, you're right. So that is not new. That's my bad.
Well, Covenant kind of revised the franchise. That's what you're thinking of. Because remember, people were praising it because it kind of was a new take. And Covenant, I'm ready to review that one because I still haven't watched it. I was like, yeah, Covenant I heard was pretty cool. It raises some interesting lore, I've heard. And yeah, but timeline wise, because I was like, how many Alien movies are there? So
enough for Futurama to reference and The Simpsons and Family Guy, and I'm running out of shows that would probably reference it. SNL.
Definitely, SNL references everything.
Yeah, they referenced your mother, so I mean.
Hey, my mom was waiter number 2.
She had a singing role in that one.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad for her. It's her big break.
I don't know. I'm thinking of the lobster one. Like, you're gonna order the lobster, and then do Les Miserables, and it's like I know I butchered that. I'm sorry. And it's like, Papa, you can't be cooked. He's ordered the lobster, and I'm like, okay, we're doing this now.
Oh man, dude. That's great. No, that's like the timeline's weird. Although Alien vs Predator, the second one,
I purposely did not put the Predator movie or Alien vs Predator in here because I wanted us to get through the Predator first.
yeah,
But the only reason we're watching Alien was because we had access to it, and I didn't have access to Evangelion anymore. So that's why we're back here.
Oh no, that's fine. Besides, I haven't watched Aliens in years. All the Alien movies, I haven't watched them in years. So it's like, oh, this is refreshing.
I mean, it was
But no,
just 2020 or 2019.
was it?
Yeah, we watched it together, as
No,
previously mentioned in this episode.
I'm talking about all the franchise movies as a whole. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
should
we
be
were
more.
going to, and then we stopped out of the first one because we were like, "What was that underwear scene?"
I don't know, but I really and then Aliens. Then it did a perfect transition to Aliens too. And my favorite line in the whole movie, Kyle.
Yeah.
Where's my bonus?
Where's your what?
Where's my bonus?
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Where's
Wait,
my
you're getting paid
bonus?
for this?
Where's my bonus?
I didn't get paid for this.
Well, you better find your bonus.
Like somebody PayPal me. I gotta get money to pay for that hole so they can get the cat out of the cabinet.
For $5.99, you can help Kyle fix the hole that saved Mr. Whiskers.
She's a girl. Respect her pronouns.
You can save her, Mrs. Whiskers, for $5.99. It's gonna have to drop some
We were
dramatic
actually
music.
thinking about Luna. The other one was Houdini that we were thinking of, but it didn't really fit because she couldn't find her way out of the hole.
I like Luna.
Yeah.
Oh man, but Kyle, you can go ahead and read your notes. I mean, we pretty much already gave the synopsis of the movie.
Okay, I just got like 2 notes left. One's a trivia.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, three left. 2 are trivia. Okay. One you will enjoy. The other one I think is kind of icky.
Okay.
So the first trivia note is at around 31 minutes, the blue laser lights that were used in Alien's ship's egg chamber were borrowed from The Who. And the band was teasing testing out lasers for the stage show in the sound stage next door.
No way.
Hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. The second one, shredded condoms were used to create tendons for the beast's ferocious jaws.
Part of me doesn't believe you, but part of me does.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
So you Googled it. You fact checked it?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Listen, the character creation aspect of movies is something that I find very interesting. So I was like, no way. And I googled it and I was like, multiple sources are saying that's correct. So I'm guessing it's correct. So,
Dude. Number 3.
So in my ranking, I'm rating this a 7 out of 10. I'm willing to be negotiated up.
See, here's the thing. I kind of can't disagree with you. I feel like a 7's a pretty solid choice.
Hmm.
One, because, the cinematography.
Oh no, I
It's,
think it's a pretty good movie. I think it's more towards the middle of the road, especially when you compare it to like Aliens or Aliens 3.
oh, yeah, I agree. That's it's a good starting point. It deserves respect, good practicals.
Yep.
Character development, really the characters, meh. But everything else kind of makes up for it. So I kind of can't disagree with you. I'd say it's a solid 7. But however, as an Alien franchise as a whole, from what I remember, it's not the best one.
No.
2's
So
way
far, my favorite is Aliens, the second one. I'm throwing in the second one to make it more clear.
You ain't
And
lying.
then I would rank Aliens 3, And then at this point in what I've watched so far, I need to watch. Hold on a second. Alien Resurrection. I don't know if I finished it, but I do. I think I finished it. I've got it above this one, but barely.
Mm.
So far, I'm ranking Alien. I'm ranking Aliens at the top. Aliens 3, Aliens Resurrection, and then Alien in that order. Devin, I know you've only watched the first two, but
Yeah.
so far, just off your memory, so far, where would you rank the movies from
Okay.
off of,
So you're gonna, like I said, Aliens 2, way better, in my opinion. Like I hate to say it, people have the argument, oh, the sequel's not good as the first one. I disagree when it comes to Aliens 2 for the people at home versus Alien, in my opinion.
Mhm.
So I agree with you. I rank it 2. Rewatching 3 kind of just 3 pisses me off, but we'll get to that in a little episode. However, a little bit
You can hate a movie and still respect it. Where would
Yeah.
you put it though?
Okay. So
You got Aliens 2, and then you got Aliens 3, and then you got Alien. But you've watched more of the franchise than me, I think. So where would you rank things?
okay, so Aliens 2 would be number 1.
Okay.
Aliens 3, revisiting it right now, piques my interest. There's more of a mystery aspect of it. Let's say Alien 3. Aliens Resurrection, I do not care for, and the reason why I'm ranking it last, so it goes Alien 2, Alien 3, Alien 1, then Resurrection. Resurrection, when you get to it, in my opinion, top of my head, it's a weird plot. All right, I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody, but anybody that's listening to our show and they've already watched it, they do something dumb. It's a weird plot, and in my opinion, it feels like It feels like the Resurrection and 2 feel like the same movie, in my opinion.
Okay, that being said, would you say, since we're ranking Alien 2 and Alien Resurrection, would Resurrection still be in the top two?
No,
No?
because in my
Are
opinion,
you ranking it as a franchise? Is that why?
yeah. So in my opinion, the first Alien movie is better than Resurrection because, in my opinion, I feel like Resurrection is literally a copy and paste version of 2.
Okay.
Makes sense?
I'm assuming that as we progress in this series, I am fully expecting our thought processes to change on how we view the franchise.
Yeah.
Because I think as we like rewatch stuff, we'll grow and be like, okay, I can see more where they're coming from or something like that. I don't think we'll just be like, nope, that's it. Not a fan.
Yeah.
I mean, so Devin, would you say you're rating this a 7 out of 10 too?
Yeah, it's a masterpiece. The only thing that bothers me is there's no really all the characters are kind of bland, but everything else kind of makes up for it, especially with the time period it came out in. So I can see
Oh
why
no,
it's a couple.
it is definitely a good movie. I think it's up towards the top tier, but I don't think it's all the way there, especially when you got later installments in the franchise.
Agree. So
So
yeah, I'm in a 7. I think fits it well.
okay, if you will hold on a second, to release, I'm gonna tell you where what else we're ranking similarly.
All right.
Let's see. Um, Godzilla 1954,
Yep, I
Iron
remember
Man, The Simpsons movie, and Gamera the Invincible.
the game. Uh,
So Devin, I've got one question. One question left for you.
what you got?
Why are you such a little bitch?
I don't know. Ask my wife.
Okay. No, for real though. Where can the people at home find us?
Hey, if you guys enjoyed what you heard today, you come check me out on my podcast, the More Sports Podcast, sports podcast for everybody. We cover everything from high to toe and have a little fun over there. And as mentioned earlier, we have the Random Hour podcast where we brought people on this past year to come on our show. For an example, a huge shout out to voice actor Chris Woodsworth and many other great guests we've had on the show. And of course, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Random Incorporated, and follow us on Instagram at Random Was Boys. And hey, follow us on Twitch. Follow me on Twitch at DVIM25. And things like that. Links to our link tree in the description below. Oh, and follow me on TikTok at Devmore Comedy, where you can watch clips of episodes on the show and my cringy comedy.
No, I will not be doing any of that because I have a life.
That's fine.
Most of my life right now is consumed by figuring out if this cat's going to be okay.
I'm sure she'll be fine.
She has worse anxiety than me, Devin.
Oh, Luna will be fine. Just take her out for ice cream later.
She's scared of people. No, she's not scared of people. She's scared of. She has agoraphobia.
Oh.
She's scared of big spaces. So, yeah. I don't think that'd be a fun time for her.
I don't. Catnip? Question mark. I'm not really a cat owner. We had 2 cats growing up my whole life, and I don't remember how to take care of them.
You want to know a fun story about Kyle and cats?
And you want to tell the people at home?
Sure. You know how I have insomnia?
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, we used to have 2 cats. One was named Missy, and the other one was named Baby. Missy was a great cat. Unlike the one stuck in the cabinet right now. Missy hated everybody and would like attack people, except for me. When I was learning to walk, me and Missy would hang out and terrorize my parents in the night because they would hear just giggling in the dark, and they're like, "Go to bed." I'm like, "Okay," and I would me and the cat would just wander through the halls, getting into things.
Lord.
Because I figured out how to get out of like my crib and my bed and all of that when I was really little, and so they could not keep me contained because me and the cat would go on adventures at night, and she would get really upset if anybody messed with me. So,
Lord. That's how Lily's been acting lately. Lately, Lily's like, I don't want to go outside and potty because there's bugs and bugs are scary. Dad, take me outside at night. Because Mom do it. So that's our life. I don't get a full 8 hours of sleep, and I got a pinched nerve.
I mean, I want to tell you, man, I'm covered. I'm suffering from allergies. I've got hives all the way up my arms and on my back, and it's starting to go down my legs because chronic illnesses.
I'm sorry.
It's the cards I was dealt.
Could always be worse.
Mm-hmm. But Devin, what are your last words?
Where's my bonus?